Hello, a quick update for you today, but a very positive one as we hear back from the first public consultation meeting on a project, which just happened on Saturday. A massive thanks to all of you who have been commenting on the videos. Over the last two videos, I've read every single comment. I really appreciate that. And a huge thanks to everyone that's subscribed and turned their notifications on. I think we're over 500 subscribers already. The response to this channel has been huge, so a massive thanks to you for that. So, the presentation itself was only like 15 minutes long. Mark Rides, who's a theme park content creator I've actually had the pleasure of meeting before, he posted the entire thing up on his channel. I'll put the link in the description below. And it was basically two people from Universal Parks and Destinations going through that booklet that we went through in the last video. So if you haven't checked that out, do that, where I go through the same booklet, the same information, and they just explained all of those things, where it's like the philosophy for why they want to build a theme park in Bedford and some of the broader strokes of the planning of what they want to do with the area and what they want to do with things like travel links and how they're going to use each part of the land. All stuff that we've covered before. But the really positive thing about this was the general response to it seemed to be super positive. They did obviously have a Q&A session after each presentation, but it wasn't about giving new information. They weren't answering things like, hey, what rides are going to be there or anything like that. It was much more about hearing from local residents and businesses, people's concerns about the project. And it sounds like there weren't many concerns. It sounds like the whole thing was very, very positive. The people from Universal sounded very positive. The sort of government representatives seemed very positive, and the local residents seemed very positive. So that's awesome to hear. Now, obviously, we need to express a bit of caution here, because it's not just about the local residents. It's not just about the government. You've got local businesses and national businesses to consider. And there's a decent chance that some of their competitors, like Merlin, will have some kind of complaints to make, will have some kind of issue that they'll put in to try and stop this from happening. So I'd expect Merlin to come up with some kind of complaint about the project, but I've got no idea what that could be so far. I did hear a really interesting issue from a commenter on the previous video. So Silver Wolf Scarlet Forest Snow, what a username, said that apparently the local waterways are often very, very full, and they're concerned about how the wastewater will be managed. Obviously, a theme park, hotels, restaurants will all be creating a lot of wastewater, so trying to manage that and working out where it's going to go to make sure they're not flooding the local area, not breaking the riverbanks, etc., is going to be a big deal. And issues like that, while they're not very exciting, they're not very headline grabbing, they are massively important. So obviously Universal are going to go away and take back that kind of feedback and think, oh yeah, we need to make sure that we've got a really solid plan for that before we apply for planning permission. One really positive thing was Mark Rides, who I mentioned earlier, did post on the Coaster Force forum that his local MP, which is the MP for the Bedford area, did put a leaflet through people's doors where they mentioned this project and their sort of positive feelings behind it. They said it's a huge step forward to securing an industry that will provide entertainment, boost local business, and create jobs. Obviously, having local and national government on side for this project is massive. So I'm really feeling kind of positive about this. I'm feeling pretty hopeful about this, that this will go ahead, that at least Universal are taking the project seriously and they're going to move on to the next step. So about that next step, we kind of have a date for when they might be making it. So supposedly some people at the presentation were told, and I would count this as kind of a rumor right now because I haven't seen video of this being said, but apparently an internal decision for Universal is going to be made in June. Now that's not very far away at all. Obviously the public consultation is going on till May 3rd, so it sounds like they're going to run that until May 3rd, take a little bit of time to collate all of it, do their presentations internally, and then they're going to make a final decision about whether to go on to the next steps in June. I would kind of expect to hear publicly whether or not that's happening pretty soon after. And then obviously we'll go into a long period of them applying for planning permission and things like that. As always, I'll keep you updated with all the important news that's happening, and there'll be some fun videos over the next few weeks where we discuss some of the potential IPs that could be coming to the park, some of the rides, the themed areas. Could we be getting a Shaun of the Dead ride? I really hope so, and I think it's possible. So make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on for that.